Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Remastered. We have another student submission today. We've got, I think, one of our finals from last year. We've got this cool, what I imagine to be sort of buff girl with a snake head, right? So, most importantly, of course, I try to go in first and get the body style the way I kind of want it. Try to tell my students, you know, we gotta want to get the underside, the muscles, the bones, the pose, all that done first, right? A lot of artists try to jump right to the clothes first. You know, when you do big puffy jackets and big puffy pants and stuff like that, the form can kind of sort of get away from you. You know, and of course, silhouette is a big principle when it comes to art and design. So, you know, do you want somebody that's got a big puffy sweatshirt and big puffy pants to carry your silhouette, right? So, I love the crop top, the midriff exposed. That's fun. Don't get to do that very often. I do love that it's a woman artist here. So, you know, I don't know. I have a hard time drawing women because I don't want to be too sleazy, you know. So, you know, yeah, I'm rehabbing a woman artist that exposed the midriff, so I don't have to feel like I did it, right? Anyway, so I didn't make her too huge, but I did make her nice and cut, so that's kind of fun. I also cinched up the pants, so we got a little bit more of the lower leg exposed. Also, a little bit selfish here, I didn't want to cover her arms up, so I cut the sleeves off the sweatshirt, or I ripped them off. We already sort of have that Ryu from Street Fighter torn gi look, right? Pretty typical belt situation. I did put a pleat in the pants to sort of add some line and some definition to it. I just thought that was kind of neat characteristic there. So now that my rough is done, I'm going to jump in with the ink. This is the next stage of the finalization process. You know, the roughs give you an idea what you want to be. Like I said, you want to get the muscles, the skeleton, and all that stuff, the basic form and the silhouette. And then when you go in with the ink, you get to finalize all those details, right? So, you know, the exact nostrils, the exact eyelid design and stuff like that. The exact shape of the lips and stuff like that. So, this is a fun part of the process for me. Also, as I'm getting into painting, I think the absolutism of ink, either brush or pen, where it's such an absolute design decision, right? You don't have to worry about values or anything like that. You just, here's a line. This is done. This is a lip. This is an upper lip. This is a lower lip. I'm done and I'm moving on, right? So, sort of making the sweatshirt sort of beat up. So I put some nicks in the collar, you know, just sort of show that it's worn, it's loved. It's a loved sweatshirt. Did that on the bottom as well. Here's our fun midriff area. My brain bounces all over the place, right? So here comes the fun part, right? The musculature. If it was my way, I would do nothing but draw strong women. That's just my absolute most fun thing to draw. Gigi, the artist, has, I couldn't tell actually if it was 2 or 3 fingers, so I gave her 2. It's very, actually I was going to say gargoyles, but gargoyles have 3 fingers, so I don't know. I thought this was pretty neat. They do look very gargoyles, the long, it's like sort of a really fat finger, but it's sort of pointed. So it does feel kind of gargoyles, like a, sort of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I suppose, in a way, right? I said that kind of quick. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So yeah, just going in the fine details here, making everything feel three-dimensional. To me, a belt is never just 2 lines. There's always got to be an extra level of dimension. You know, we want to see the top of the belt. We want to see how thick it is, stuff like that. A belt is never just a line. Like shoelaces should never just be lines, right? Unless you're really far away. But as we know, the laws of illustration and cartooning is that you can't just have infinite detail forever. Sometimes you've got to draw less lines, and over a far enough distance, sure, a shoelace could be just a line. But over a far enough distance, you probably not need to draw shoelaces. You're just going to imply that they're there. You know, I'd added these cool straps to the cargo pants just because I thought that would be neat. I used to wear pants like that back in the day. I always feel like maybe now I could wear another pair like that, but Nah, I don't think I will. Anyway, thought it was neat. Have those sort of loose straps hanging off the cargo pants. Also, once I started drawing the pleat, I realized that the angle of this pocket was a little off, so I erased it to make sure it was on the side of the leg, just like on the other pant leg. And again, pockets are never just 4 lines. It's never just a square. We want a little extra level of dimension anywhere we can. All right, and the pants are going to get baggy towards the bottom, so that pleat's going to start to zigzag as the folds start to pile up on top of itself. Right? So yeah, it's a fairly simple design. I didn't get to really run away with it as much as maybe some of the other ones. Just a strong girl in a sweatshirt. I did have fun with the snake head, even though we didn't draw it from behind, so we don't have a lot of anatomy to sort of figure out how that works. I did have fun having drawing the hair sort of falling around where I think the snake head would be. I did kind of enjoy that. But yeah, this was a character design final for my character design class at Webster University, in which last year or the year before it was to draw a team of 4 people, all in the same universe. And at Webster University, I teach both concept art and character design. And this year, I decided that, character design is all things that would have a face and a name, right? And then concept art would cover things like, mecha or vehicles or spaceships and things like that. Things that don't have a character, right? Architecture and whatever else. So, all right, we're getting into some boot design here. This is a boot I kind of draw more often than not. This is the pretty typical combat boot, right? Read a lot of comics, you'll see a lot of combat boots. It's the go-to boot design. Here goes my attempts at some lacing. I think I straight lace it with some. There we go, good old straight lace. That's fun. Some details in the folds. Admittedly, I used some photo reference for this, and I don't put a lot of folds into my boots as much as I should. I usually make them pretty rigid, which ended up making it pretty boring, actually. But the couple of folds by the toe and then back by the heel, I think really adds a believability to it. So that's fun. But yeah, I would love to answer questions with these. There's not often a lot to talk about when I'm doing these remasters. Especially this one. This design was pretty straightforward. Not a lot of surprises here, not a lot of brain bending where I had to figure out, some mechanics on a mech or, anything like that. I basically just touched up the anatomy and did just a more detailed pass on the costume that the artist already decided. So, I would love to have a topic to talk about. So, if you guys are watching this and want me to cover something on the next video, just let me know. Some intricacies of character design, my favorite character design, favorite jobs I've done over the last year, dream jobs in the industry, or what, if I could have a studio call me now for an interview, who would it be? Stuff like that. I decided to put these little half rings at the bottom. Just little accents, little moments of character, right? And then I think I'm putting it off. Okay. Decided to dive into these sort of snake-like patterns on the skin. I had a lot of fun with that as well. And here we go. We got a ponytail, a high ponytail. I can't imagine the amount of stress a tail this long would have on your neck. There's a few species in Star Wars that have long, sort of, I don't want to call them appendages, but additions to the back of their head. That I believe that the Twi'leks have 2, and then I don't remember the species name, but Jabba the Hutt's assistant had that big long one that he would wrap around his neck. And thanks to Boba Fett, we know he's dead now, which is pretty funny. But yeah, I didn't think about this then, but I just thought about it now. Even if this thing had muscles and had a will of its own, that would still be a tremendous amount of stress on this character's neck. But whatever, right? Not every aspect of character design needs to make sense. This is kind of my most fun part of the Remastered series, is just the color picking. I just pick colors from the original and paste them and move on. No thought required. It's kind of nice. So yeah, we got black combat boots, of course, gray pants, very militaristic. Silver buckle, yellow pupils, or red pupils. Yeah, it's red pupils, green hair. It's kind of fun. Just sort of a Crayola box of colors, right? It's a very fun design. Now, I could have ended it there, but I felt the compulsion to just add 1 degree of shading. I feel like that adds just a little bit of dimensionality to it. Form, of course, makes it look more in real life. Just 1 level of light and shadow. I don't think I went shadow on this one, but you know, my first overpass is I just put like a 30 to 60% gray over the whole thing with a big soft brush, and then now I'm going in and erasing it on the spots that I think the light is touching. Right? No trick to this, guys. This is just experience. You know, with enough years on, painting, you'll sort of have a gut reaction to where light is and isn't, and that's all this is. So, reaching the end here, guys, I appreciate your time and attention. Please, if you have any questions or requests for my next piece, drop it in the comments. If you want to send me a piece, I'd love to remaster that too. Just hit me up, and I'll see you all next time.